Okay, so thank you guys all for being here. Sunday, what is this? September 13th. What I want to talk to you guys about tonight was actually a sermon that my brother-in-law is a pastor, and these last few weeks he's really had some stuff that was spot on for obviously life, but also for Take Shape for Life. And he's skinny as a rail, so he doesn't need it, but for some reason he's just really been speaking to us, so it's been really good. But this week his sermon, he was talking about just the masks that people wear and just the persona that you put out to everybody else. And I really thought that would just fit in perfect for what we want to talk to tonight. I actually had something else planned, but then I heard that this morning and I was like, oh, that's just great. So really just talking about that, like, what kind of mask do we wear when we're talking about our health and our weight, and even talking to your health coach? I mean, are you putting on a mask that you're saying like, no, I'm fine, I got this, don't worry about me? Or sometimes people put a mask on and they kind of just shrug it off and think, no, it's not a big deal. I'm okay. I'm okay with my health where I'm at, or I'm okay with my weight. I know for me, mine was always like, I'm okay being the husky guy. I'm okay. Like, I started my journey, I was at 250 pounds, but I was like, if I'm just, if I don't get any bigger than that, then I'm okay with that. And I knew inside that there was no way I was okay with that. But that's what I put on for everybody else because, I mean, one, I was slightly embarrassed about it, and two is just, I was struggling, and I didn't want to show anybody that I was struggling, but inside I was not happy about it. And really just think about that, the mask that we put on. Just maybe even if you're 100% on plan, if your coach is talking to you and you're like, oh yeah, I had a great week, but you're not might not be telling about that one night that you were a little bit off or had a little extra. Maybe you're, one of your masks is you're just kind of sneaking in little extra things here or there, or maybe it's you know this is not that big of a deal to me. I'm getting healthy. That's not that big of a deal. I'm not too worried about that. Or maybe it's just, getting in these groups, and I applaud all of you for being on the Zoom tonight. There should be about, 8 rows of people on this call for how many people are doing Take Shape for Life right now, and they're not on. And that might be a little bit of, oh, I'm just kind of a private person, and maybe that's a little bit of a mask for them. And they really do want community, but they're scared of it. So number one, hey, good job for all you guys being on here. I love it. And this was a real big key to my success, is just putting myself in the community. But also, it was really part of my success, I think, was I finally took that off and just said, I really need help, and I don't have it on my own. I've really tried to be transparent with my health coach and not put on a facade that, no, I'm good, don't worry about me, because sometimes I wasn't good. And I really want everybody here to know that there's a community for all of you that we're just here to support you. All of us health coaches, we signed up to be a health coach for a reason, and that was to help people. I think about 90% of people that I talk to, when they say, oh, I became a health coach for this, it was to help people. And I don't know how many health coaches on here signed up to help some people out. Look at all those hands raised. I love it. I love it. So I just kind of wanted to share that tonight. And I had a situation that happened. There were some friends that came over, and there was one person that came over, and it was actually the first time I met that person. And they came over, and they knew that we were talking a little bit about Take Shape for Life. because one of the other people there were interested. And this other person was really kind of standoffish, almost was kind of boo-hooing the whole program and saying, oh, that really doesn't work. You should just do this instead. And come to find out this week, that person signed up to do Take Shape for Life. And I was just like, wow, that mask that they had on, I'm just putting it out there and just like, no, this doesn't work. Don't do this. When maybe inside the whole time they're like, wow, I really need to ask about this, but I'm kind of scared. I'm embarrassed, whatever that is. And I heard that yesterday actually. So then it, tied into this share tonight. So it just kind of worked out perfect. But I just want to, what do you guys, if there's anybody out there that maybe you're not 100% honest with your health coach, and maybe you're just hiding some things, just take off that mask. Be open. You can't really have a healthy relationship if you're wearing a mask. And that's what this is all about, is building these relationships with your coach, with the community, people around you. And I'm just, kind of putting it out there. Guys, yep. I see. Dale, you got a question? You got something you want to say?
Yeah, Jason, I just want to add, I am a coach now, but I'm going to go back as a client and talk. Last weekend, I went out with my wife and two of my other clients we're really close friends with. And we went totally off plan. We went off reservation. We didn't jump off the bridge. We went up to the top of the tallest mountain we could find, backed off and took a run and jump for it. And I didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to tell my coach about it. I didn't want to tell anybody that I know about it. I was embarrassed by it, but I needed to be honest about it. I blew it. And I blew it not just for myself, but I blew it for my wife and my clients. And I really felt that I needed to own up to my mistake and be transparent with it. But what I did learn from that is there are times we're going to make mistakes. And if we learn from the mistakes, then the failure is not wasted. If we learn from our mistakes, then we've achieved something. And I really learned what not to do. I'll tell you, we were all sick to our stomachs. It was horrible. But I could have kept that in it and not been transparent with my coach and let my coach know what I did. And I shared it with him, and we learned and we've grown from it. And now we realize we don't want that old lifestyle even more so. So I counted, even though it's a failure, I count as a victory.
Yeah, I mean, it's the old saying that you learn more in defeat than you do in triumph. I mean, things are always going good. What are you really learning, right? And I mean, I had that at Christmas. I decided, I said, I'm taking a couple days off. I'm just gonna enjoy the food and with everybody. And oh man, yeah, I felt horrible. And then it took me like a full 7 days to get back into fat burn. And I was like, oh man, this is not worth it at all. But no, thank you for sharing that, Dale. And I know you and Katie are helping a lot of people, but to be transparent like that, that's pretty powerful, because I'm sure that your clients really appreciate that too. So
we all make mistakes, Jason. It's gonna happen. Life happens. Learn from it and move on. Don't. My biggest thing to all the clients out there right now, don't let a failure set you back and make you afraid to continue on. You're gonna make mistakes. You're a human. Last time I checked, I didn't see anybody's name anywhere. It said Jesus on here. So we're all gonna make mistakes and fail, and just continue on. You can get right back on the horse. I'm back in the fat burn. I'm feeling great again. It wasn't the end of the world, although it felt like it at first, especially after that nasty food we ate.
I think Jesus might be iPhone. There's somebody iPhone. That might be Jesus. He might be here. I see in the chat, Jeannie had a question. So generally, how often do people interact with their coaches? Is it mostly through texting or conversation on the phone? Really, your coach should be contacting you every week. And if you need a little bit more support, maybe more often than that, depending. But if you're not getting the support you need from your coach, then reach out to them and say, I need it. I need help. And if they're, sometimes some coaches, they decide that it was not for them, go reach out to their coach, because I guarantee you they are going to be more than willing to help you out. I know there's somebody on here tonight that their original health coach had some life happen and really threw them off course, and they reached out to their coach's coach, and they've been doing amazing on the program. So there's always going to be somebody here to help you if you need a little extra support. And I just was going to end real quick before questions. I had a quote that I thought was great. We'll go ahead and read that. I wear a mask to pretend everything is all right, because when everybody else thinks you're fine, sometimes you forget for a while that you're not. So take that mask off, get involved, get in the community, reach out to your health coach. It's going to be for the greater good, and I think that's really going to be helpful on your journey. And I'm going to stop recording here, and then we can open it up for a few questions if anybody has anything. And I'd love for any of the other coaches that have been coached for a while, if anybody wants to jump in on any of these questions, that'd be great too.